Hey everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ethan. For those of you who do know me, I'm still Ethan. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a couple of days. For those of you who have been following me pretty religiously, I am incredibly thankful and grateful for all of you. We finally surpassed 200 subscribers. We're at 230 somehow. I'm so out of words, just so in such disbelief. Sorry, I'm genuinely at like a loss for words. Thank you to all of you. I, really, really appreciate all of you and how far all of you have taken me so far. I know we can go further, but I'm just so appreciative because I never would have imagined in my entire life I'd even see this many subscribers or even as many views as on one of my more recent videos where it's sitting at around 800, something like that, and close to 900. So thank you all so much. I'm genuinely touched. Those of you who have been sharing words of kindness, letting me know what my videos mean to you, I am so very thankful that I've been able to reach you at all. And I hope I'm able to continue to do so moving forward. I know with the past couple of days, I haven't really posted any videos. It's been a little rough, especially with me trying to become a little bit more acclimated to working 2 jobs again and, trying to find time in between this and that and, life just kind of happening. I'll be very honest, it's been pretty rough as of late. I haven't had exactly the best, past week or two. It's been pretty rough. But it's no excuse. I did make a commitment to continue to try to be as consistent as possible with these videos, and I'm going to stick to that commitment. I'm going to continue to try to be as consistent as possible with these videos. And so with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and get into this one, which I'm sure you could have already inferred from reading the title what this one is about. I'm going to be talking a little bit about anger and just anger in general, I suppose. It's something that I was afflicted with for a very, very long time, and it's taking me a very, very long time to get over. And unfortunately, it seems as though, as of late, I've been getting drawn back into it a little bit. So just for a little bit more insight, I've been a particularly angry person since I was a child. For as long as I can remember, I've always been pretty angry, angry at my circumstances, angry at my life, angry at my family, angry at the world, angry at myself. And I've always been that way. And I would always be quick to anger. I would have patience for a lot of things, but I would not say that I was the most patient person. And more recently, I'd say maybe towards the start of the journey of me making these videos is when I began to find a little bit more patience within myself. I became a lot more of a patient person. I became a lot more lenient and understanding and easygoing, and I wouldn't be so quick to anger. My fuse wasn't so intense, so to speak. But over time, over the past couple of weeks, I'd say maybe 1 or 2, I don't really know. My frame of time has been just completely warped beyond recognition. But within about the last 1 or 2 weeks, maybe even 3, there have been a lot of things going on that have just kind of forced an angrier version of myself to rear its ugly head out again. And I guess the point that I'm leaning towards is that maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing, not entirely at least, that we are human, and while being patient and understanding can go a very long way and make you, a much more pleasant person to be around and interact with, at the end of the day, you are still in a world that's filled with other people, with other human beings who may try to take advantage of your patience and your understanding, and who may try to take advantage of just you in general. And it's also not particularly healthy to bottle things up. You know, even if you are in the position that I was in, where you are genuinely forgiving people, it's hard to always let go of the emotions that were brought upon you from something that someone may have done. And so, in regard to that, sometimes it's best to just allow yourself to feel the things that you need to feel. Whether or not you act upon those feelings is an entirely different story. You don't need to act upon those feelings, but you should allow yourself to feel those feelings. Never rob yourself of the experience of your emotions, because if you do so, they may just come back around and bite you in the ass. You know, when you least expect it, you'll be sitting in a park one day, listening to music, having the time of your life, and the next thing you know, you're either punching a tree to the point that your knuckles are bleeding, or you're crying into your hands harder than you've ever cried in the past 10 years. And I'm saying those things because I've been in both those positions. I used to bottle my emotions a lot. It's not healthy. And as much as you want to just kind of take it on the chin and move forward, there will come a day where it will force its way out of you in some form, some way, shape, or form. So it's best to just allow yourself to feel it in the moment, get it out of your system, and move forward. And the same goes with anger. Anger is an emotion that, when it's bottled up, it leads to resentment, it leads to remorse, regret, it leads to an explosiveness that no one should be subjected to. No one should become the victim of either. You don't want to be the person that bottled it up for so long because of how someone was treating you, that eventually you blow up on them in a way that you never wanted to, or never sought, or never thought imaginable. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person. And I'm saying this because I have been that person. It has happened to me, and I'm not particularly proud of it. But it caused me to come to this understanding that I was being too patient. I was being too understanding. And that in doing so, I was not really being entirely truthful to myself, and I was denying myself of certain emotions that I was feeling in the moment, which I should have just let out in the moment. So I feel as though in small doses, in controlled environments, that maybe it's not necessarily bad or unhealthy to allow yourself to feel angry, or even any of the other range of negative emotions like depression or anxiety, whatever would have you, that it's not necessarily the end of the world if you begin to feel these emotions, and that you shouldn't, criticize yourself or demean yourself just because of the fact that you are experiencing those emotions when you're experiencing them. It's not a bad thing. You're human. You're going to experience those emotions. It's best to just allow yourself to feel them, write it out, and you'll be a lot better for it moving forward, as opposed to if you were to just bottle it up and allow it to blow up at some other point in the future. So just do it. Feel those feelings. Explore that anger. And then, hopefully, let it go. It's the hardest part, but it's also the most necessary. Feel it, and then let it go. Because otherwise it'll eat away at you for the rest of your life. And no one wants that. I know I don't. But yeah. As always, if you have any thoughts or opinions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you're feeling any range of emotions, whether it's happy, sad, angry, anxious, so on and so forth, you can always reach out to me 24/7, 365 through any of the various social media links in the description below, because I will always be there, because you are not alone. You're never alone. And I hope you don't feel like you are. I hope you understand that you're not at this point. Because it's hard not to feel lonely these days. Even for me. But if you're watching this video, you're already taking a step in the right direction. If no one told you today, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are worthy, you are deserving. Don't ever let anyone ever tell you otherwise. If you have dreams that you want to accomplish, you can. Go for it. Don't ever let anyone force you to settle. Don't ever let anyone else force you to give up. Don't ever let yourself give up. I know sometimes in life things become a little bit discouraging. Don't let it discourage you. But yeah, I suppose that's it for now. So, until next time, peace.